All right. As I said, I'm very excited about today's news. Not so much market update, and we got a lot on the market update, and really there hasn't been huge movers. And I just got carried away collating the list today, so we'll probably fly through that. But big news in the world of Pokemon. Yes, it is Newsman here with you guys. Hope you guys have all had an awesome day, and let's get into it. One thing that I'm super excited about is this. We now have the artwork for Legends ZA, and this is fucking 10 out of 10. I mean, we can see the Mega Sizor. This is just amazing. I think it's very interesting that we have the backs of the main characters, but we can see some battles going on. We see it's at nighttime. For those that don't know, if you missed the last trailer that came out for Legends ZA at night, it becomes this massive battle royale, and I think that's pretty cool. We've got Mega Absol here as well. This is dope. We got a little Zygarde cell, little cute Zygarde cell. I think this is absolutely awesome though. Absolutely awesome, guys. And it's definitely, who's that? We've got another Mega up there. It's definitely Mega Salamence flying up there as well. Definitely one of the most different artworks we've ever seen for a game cover. I mean, this is really insane. And I think that also this is the girl that so we did an XY playthrough probably about 8-9 months ago here on stream, and this girl here is part of the prologue essentially. So after the game, you do play a bit of a story with her and Luca. I did forget her name at the moment, so if anyone remembers, please let me know. There is a Lucario, obviously. We got Mega Lucario here. So it's showing off, obviously, the fact that we'll have Mega Evolutions. Does anyone remember her name? Because for the life of me, I have just completely lost it. Completely lost it. But she was part of the end scene, or the end story, which is actually a pretty awesome story with her and Luca. And I'm hoping someone here played the game and remembers, because now this is going to do my head in for the rest of the stream. We also have the plushies, so we do have the Mega plushies coming. These are kind of like Sitting Cuties, but not Sitting Cuties. They're a little bit bigger, and they're not branded Sitting Cuties or Pokemon Fit if you buy your plushies from Japan. But Emma, thank you. Her name's Emma. Oh my god, that was really gonna cook me. So it's obviously she's gonna be pretty integral to the story. They wouldn't have her on the front unless she was important. We'll get a little Helioptile right up there as well. A Pavilion. We have the Quasartico employees. So we have the two Quasartico employees as well. Who, I mean, some of the guys here were thinking maybe they'll be the bad guys. You can see that we've got our Mega Rings as well. We're wearing our Mega Rings, so we're ready to Mega Evolve. And we've got the starters all visible too. So definitely a dope cover art. Pokemon on top of the building was Mega Steelix that I was confused about. Oh, yes. Now I can see that. Awesome stuff. I think he's in a battle as well. I think he's in a battle too. So we got Claydol. Nice. Also, now this is one I saw a lot of the guys talking about in Shorty's stream. We now have all the secret rares released and revealed for Black and White. So this is a expansive list, but we do get to see all of them now, guys. And this is massive. This is literally massive. There will be God Packs, guys, which comes with a bunch of secret rares. So that's being confirmed. We do have the Pokeball Reverse Hollow Master Ball, so it's going to be exactly the same as 151. And we do know that's also going to look like this in English as well. So it's going to be like the old 151. And we do have the hollow borders back in, the line borders. The Cubchoo looks absolutely awesome. That is the mana. I think that's pretty nice. What else we got here? We got the Terrakion. We got the Archon. Joltik. Hey, we got another Joltik. That's actually pretty cool. Joltik is the smallest Pokemon out of all Pokemon, so it's actually pretty cool to see it being displayed in its size. I mean, realistically, I always thought it was a bit smaller than that, than a Lamphead as well. We got Stoutland, Gigalith. We got Kevin Durant. That's a pretty cool Kevin Durant art rare. I mean, we got so many Durants during this time. We got so many Durants. Oh my god, another fucking Hydreigon. That is dope. Another Hydreigon that I need. Another Hydreigon that I need. We got Purloin, Simisage, Conqueror, Shelmet, Basculegon. So we can see them all here, guys. Wait, that's Mana. So the other one would have been Mershana. Wait, no. This is Mershana. The other one was Mana. I don't know. I get them. Love Litwick. So I'm definitely going to need that Litwick. What else am I going to need? I'm not collecting this set. I'm just going to pick out the cards that I want. That's dope. Vanilla. That's dope. We got, oh, really nice. Really nice Blitzel. So this is black and white that's coming out at the end of the week. Go for the Gothorita, Gothitelle line. We got the Emolga here. Garbodor. Well, Juicy, you've got a new card. That's pretty cool. Electros, Genesect. Genesect got another alt art for Genesect. The Ordino one makes me want to cry with joy. Fucking Zekrom is insane. What the helly? Dude, fuck. The Zekrom is insane. Like, I haven't seen this yet. I waited to share it with you guys. And most importantly, like, when I saw everybody mentioning this in stream and Shorty stream, I'm like, okay, these are going to be fire. And for real, it is fire. That is really nice. Or should I be a bit lame and say that's electric? All right. Oh my god, the Swadloon. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna need a Swadloon. Maybe I'm gonna need a Swadloon. Damn. Cafigurus, Plank. Oh, that's cute. I don't care for it though. It's nice. I know there's a lot of people that are gonna love that. Diglett. Patrat. That's actually a really nice Patrat. That's a really nice Patrat. The Dwebble one was awesome, dude. The Dwebble one was awesome. Just Scraggy and Minxiao. Dynamo. Oh wow, that Dynamo is dope. Dude. I don't think I can upload this one to YouTube today. That Dynamo is very nice. That Dynamo is very nice. We got the Timpole, which is very nice. The Gothitelle. Zebstrika. It's a very cool Zebstrika. I still probably like the Blitzel more. Sandile. Pidove. Okay. Amoonguss. There's an imposter Amoonguss. Surely, they've got to make one of them fake. To play into the meme. The Dino walking on his own. The Dino that is walking on his own. That is pretty dope. Petlil, Malouetta. Now, there's a really nice Malouetta coming out. There's a really nice Malouetta. Ducklet. Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's actually freaking awesome. That's actually dope. That's actually really. Yeah, Vaporeon, that is really nice. I like that. Or Solosis, Urim. Oh, actually, let's go back for a second. That is cool. Look at them butting heads in the background. This is awesome. And while they're not looking, he's just loading up on the berries. Okay, this is dope. Oh my god, another one that I'm gonna need to get. Okay. Oh, the Keldeo. I mean, I always knew that there was gonna be an alt art for Keldeo. I mean, they just had to. The Seismitoad, is that a... No, it's a Kanda. Kanda Seismitoad. Very nice. And here we go, the Kyurem alt art. That is dope. Yeah, with all the ice shards, that looks really good. That's going to look amazing in Japanese. That is going to look amazing in Japanese. When you just think about all the texture on the ice shards, I can just tell this is going to be peak. What else we got here? Holy moly. No shot. Oh my god, this is fire. Oh shit. Damn. Damn. Well, good thing that I've got a case of jumbo boxes landing when I get it, pretty much the day I land in the US. Holy moly. Sorkundis, nice. Got another Pokeball juggler. Buffalo, Stunfisk. I don't know who won Stunfisk. Oh, there's some fair. I'm definitely not collecting the set. Definitely not collecting the set. I just a couple of cards. Dude, there's no way I'm collecting the set. Definitely collecting that though. I mean, there's probably 15 cards out of all this that I do want. The Buffland alt art is pretty cool as well. They really went balls to the wall on this. Wait, that's just an art rare? Okay, that's nice as. Damn, missed opportunity in my opinion. We should have gotten a Zorok alt art. We've got the Rock and Roller. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty basic, but I think it's cool. We have N. Whimsicott. Whimsicott got a freaking alt art. Whimsicott got an alt art. But my boy Zorok got rorted. What is this? What is this? Reshiram fully. Dimisia. Yamask. Watchdog. Watch it over. It's pretty funny. It's actually pretty funny. Dude, the Malaweta alt art though. The Malaweta Ents SAR is dope. Yeah, it is. Wait. I didn't say anything bad about it. I haven't even got to it yet. We've got the Malaweta SAR is very nice. The Melody Pokemon. And damn! Damn! Wow. Wow. That is just beautiful. Daddy's home. Smash. Yeah, look, I would probably turn for N as well. I'd probably turn for N. We know we've got these black and white rares, which I'm definitely chasing. So we've got the black and white rares. The texture on these, as you can see, is going to be absolutely next level. And, a great throwback to the originals from black and white. So that is the set, guys. Here we go. Oh, we had Landorus, Thundurus, Venatus, Bisharp. Oh, I definitely need this. I love Chandelure, and I definitely need this. This is amazing. Oh, and the Leavanny. Damn! Okay. We're up to 20. Is this not like Timon and Pumbaa? Is this not... Does this not give you the vibes of, frickin', what's it called? Lion King? When they're dancing on the tree thing? Read my mind, dude, for sure. This is beautiful. Lion King vibes for real. Hakuna Matata for real. Hakuna Matata. Unpleasant, unpheasant. Summer what? Turn it down the what? Usher what? Actually, that's a really nice Oshawott, by the way. That is actually a really cute Oshawott. Damn, bro, he's just chilling. He's on that vacation vibes, baby. Vacation vibes. I am bored. Ignite. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I mean, I actually think Tepig is cute. I'm just not a fan of its evolutions. Just not a fan of its evolutions. But I really think Tepig is cute as fuck. And this really plays to that. Yeah, again, like Superior, not my cup of tea. But I love Snivy. Hate Superior, love Snivy. And really nice colors on these. Really, really nice. And different artists. I would have tried to keep the same artist for the free. And we know in English this is what we're going to be getting. We know the products. We've gone through them already, guys. But the full set revealed. So again, big news coming out today. We don't need to cover this one off because it. Now, bad news. Bad news, guys. Bad news. I'm still pissed about the ETB promos, but whatevs. Bad news, and it's not loading. I don't know why it's not loading. PokeBeach seems to be having some issues right now. But the bad news is GameStop are raising their prices above MSRP. They are going now 33% above MSRP on Destin's rival stock. So they've decided, well, everybody wants this stuff, no matter what price we're going to sell it at. So we're jacking it up by 33%. Really annoying right now that the article won't load. You just got to trust me on it. Now, there are some items that are only going up by about 20-25%. So I think the booster bundles aren't getting up by much. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a kick to the nether region. Really sucks. Really sucks. All right, let's switch on over to our market watch. Let's have a look at our market updates. All right, moving over to our market updates chat. Market update. So we have some prices dropping from 151. It's mainly the cards that people aren't exactly chasing for 151. Although I do like the mimes playing mime chess. I think that's pretty smart from the artist here. It has dropped. We've seen a nice little drop. And there's a little bit of a recovery over the last day after people just started buying it out on the drop, knowing that, I mean, 151's always a good buy because it's going to be one of the most collected sets. So as it started dropping, we're seeing big buyouts here. 96 sold, 81 sold. So massive buyouts there. And there's a little bit of a recovery off the back of that. We're talking about minute. We're talking about 50-cent recovery. I mean, if we look at most recent sales, you know, they're at $5. I don't know. Someone bought one for $8.75. But most are at $5. Some are around, you know, one for $3.70. $6, $8.20, $4, $6. So a bit all over the shop, but definitely down from where it was at $10. We're essentially halved right now on the Mr. Mime, and from the start of this month, you know, we're down a few dollars. So Mr. Mime's down the dumps. Same goes for the Tangler. You know, Machoke. So Tangler's doing the same thing. We're seeing Tangler also dropping from $10 down to about $7. So, you know, we're going to see the same thing for, you know, as I said, it's not your starters. So Omanite, let's look at this. We're currently lightly played, so let's go near mint. And so Omanite, again, we're at $5 at the moment, realistically what it's selling around at. And, you know, down from the $10 that it was at. So again, you know, I think Australia had a massive reprint of 151. And, you know, obviously Australia's a very small market compared to the global market for Pokemon. But I also assume maybe the US got some as well. Maybe this is the one that the US got, you know, a few months back and finally reaching Australia, which kind of makes sense. Again, we're seeing this one here almost halving, and it's the Caterpie. I love the freaking Caterpie. I think this is such a good one. But again, the Caterpie, look at him just popping his head over to see what's going on here. I think this is an awesome one. Again, perfect time to pick them up if you haven't already picked these up, guys, and you still need them. You know, Machoke's also dropped a bit. I mean, not as bad as the rest. I mean, he did drop as low as $8.50, which 75 had been sold after that. But, you know, again, from the peak of about $15, bit of a drop there too. Moving on to Dondozo. Dondozo. Now, there's been really not much sales on this, but Dondozo has seen a nice little dip. You know, if we look at the 3-month mark, it was up at $12. We're selling at $6. So Dondozo from base set has crashed as well. And also the Gardevoir. Gardevoir's down from 55 to, I mean, last solds are around the $40 mark, guys. 40. I don't know how someone snagged one for $27. 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. So safe to say we're sitting at about $40 now, up from, you know, at the start of the month where we're at $50 just since the start. So 2 weeks ago. So in the last 2 weeks, we've dropped $10 on the Gardevoir. A really nice card. They're also not printing Scarlet and Violet base. They're probably a good pickup, especially if you need this card. Phanpy from Surging Sparks has seen a It's a nice little drop as well. I know a lot of people love Fampi. We're seeing them selling for anywhere between $7 to $8. And that's up from its high of $10. So, look, a lot of them aren't, as I said, a lot of them don't have massive drops in them. But, you know, the market has really stabilized from the time when we saw the 40-50% drop. So if they're in here, it's either ones that I didn't end up, it's other ones that I didn't end up covering in our previous streams about the market changes, or they're in here because they've dropped, you know, a few dollars, but that few dollars is a high percentage. So we are talking about cards that have dropped 30%. And that's why they're in here. So not huge drops, but again, we're seeing them at about the $8 mark, and Gloom had a peak of $18. So I think this is really underrated, this particular card. I think it's beautiful artwork. But we also know Obsidian Flames had good hit rates. And Obsidian Flames, you know, is going up at the moment, but also, you know, Obsidian Flames is up from the start of the year, but it's also down from the last couple of weeks as well. So Obsidian Flames story boxes dropped by about $20. So, and we are seeing some of the hits from that going down with it as well. This card, another card that I freaking love. I just love the art style used. I don't care for Pinsir, but he's a happy little guy. He's straight up a happy little guy. We're seeing sales around the $8, $9, and that's down from $13. So as I said, not a huge dip here, but enough to be to get a mention here. Enough to get a mention. Yveltal, this card is dope, and I remember when we were ripping this set, a lot of people really like this card. This was on their list of cards that they wanted. For me, I got one in Japanese and was happy. I really think this is a dope card. I really also like Yveltal, but don't forget, again, I'm a sucker for all dark type Pokemon. And I think Yveltal's just designed so well. So Yveltal's down from top of $30 to we're seeing last solds. I'm seeing last solds at sitting around $16, $17. $16, $17. Ignore these ones here as they're Japanese, sitting at the $10 mark. But you know, that's almost halving right now. That's almost halving. So, you know, 39, 40% drop on that card there. This card is surprisingly still pricey. Now, this, with our great dip or our great market correction that happened, which happens every year in the summer. I mention this every week, guys. Summer in the US means the card prices will always drop. We see it every single year. It hasn't changed for the last 10 years for us, which is as long as I can remember paying attention to this stuff. So it's still a pricey card. Don't get me wrong. Selling at $25, but that's down from $36. But it is surprising me that this card is still doing so well. Again, you know, down from its high of $36 and down to $25. But yeah, insane that we're still seeing it up so high. It is good looking. It is definitely good looking. It's just not popular Pokemon, right? But it's really smart. You know, they're using it as a lift. Pretty well designed. This thing has finally dropped. I mean, this is not the best Houndoom in my opinion. It's cool, but it's not the best Houndoom. And I thought, for the longest time, I thought this card was overpriced. For the longest time, I thought this was overpriced. $40 was where it's at. We're seeing last sold well below that. 22, 28, 27. That 27 is moderately played. I don't know why you'd buy that when near mint. 28, 42, 42 for a lightly played. There are some cooked people on here. 28 for near mint. Realistically, this is sitting at 28. $30 at most. I mean, the last one did sell for 22 as well. Yeah, it is nothing special. There are so many better Houndoom cards out there that I'm surprised that this has held that price for so long. Terrapagos has continued its free fall. Terrapagos continued its free fall. We're down to $45, up from its high of $75, and I think it even higher at one point. Yeah, $85 was its peak, guys. And we're seeing that at half the price now. Terrapagos. Also, you know, it is also in part because it's no longer anywhere near as playable as it was. I think it's a beautiful card. I absolutely love this card. This one, I don't like as much. I mean, I like Terrapagos. This alt art, for me, just does not cut the mustard. It is really nowhere near as good as the one from Stellar Crown. We're seeing last solds on it at the $46 mark, 43, one at 62, but the rest really at that $42 to $45 mark. That's down from its high of $77. And it's good to see a lot of prismatic cards. We covered a lot of prismatic cards last week that have dropped. And this is another one, which is great for me because I still need a bunch of these to finish off my set. But my set is getting very close to completion, and I'm very excited about that. At one point, I really thought this was it was such a daunting task. I really thought I was going to fail miserably, but we're doing so well at finishing off Prismatic that I'm confident it'll be done in the next couple months. Back to our price updates. We've got, 140 seems to be the mark. 145 really for the Eevee. And that's down from a $240. That's a $100 dip, guys, we're seeing on the Eevee from Prismatic Evolutions. So, yeah, really, really interesting to see that. Flareon, we didn't cover Flareon last week. It wasn't on our list of ones that dropped. And same goes for Eevee. We're seeing last solds on the Flareon in English at around that $200 mark. I don't know, someone sold one with a photo for $305. I don't know, maybe they thought it was a black label. I don't know. I don't know why you'd spend that much when the rest of the near mints are going at the $200 mark. And that's down from its peak of $400. That is half. That is half of realistically where it was. So, again, perfect time to pick that up if you need to. I pulled mine, so I don't need to pick mine up. I pulled it, so it would be nicer to pull a freaking more expensive one, but we take our wins where we can. On to the Vaporeon. So 245, 243, 276, 280, 280. And again, that's down from 380, so that's a $100 drop on the Vaporeon. Beautiful art on the Vaporeon. Sylveon, still very expensive, but down from its high of 560. We're sitting at a low right now. Ignore the Japanese one, sitting at 420. 420, lightly played for 388, but most around that 420 mark, down from its high of 560. So about, we want to say about $140 dip on the Sylveon there. Jolteon, probably the ugliest evolution alt art. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Which ones are your favorites out of Prismatic? But which ones do you hate? I really think it's the ugliest of the bunch. It really does nothing for me, apart from, the happy little guy's face. But even then, it's not that happy. It's really mid. It's really mid. I would expect it to be a lot cheaper. But personal opinion aside, 260, 270, 270. So the market obviously disagrees with me, and that's down from 331. So seeing the least dip, really seeing the least dip out of all of them. But I mean, if you look at the 1 month, it does look a lot bigger. But realistically, we're talking about a $10, $20 difference on this card here, and it blows my mind. We have covered this one a couple of weeks in a row, guys. Maybe we didn't cover it last week, but we definitely did a couple of weeks in a row. This is still dropping. 260 was the last sold. We're seeing the rest at about that 290. But again, from its peak of $400, we're seeing the Ninja dropping, which is absolutely amazing. In my opinion, again, the Japanese absolutely stomps on the English version of this. In the English one just looks too messy. There's too much going on. And in the Japanese version, each one of these color streaks, explosions in the background, which is beautiful art, mind you, is actually individually textured, which makes it so much nicer in Japanese, in my opinion. All right, we have booster boxes. And, of course, Lost Origins just keeps going up. Lost Origins keeps going up. And, we're seeing last solds at 530. 530, 520, 520, 530, 520, $600, 530. So, Lost Origins keeps going up. Only a month ago, we were at just under $400. And we've gone up by 120 in the last month. Fusion Strike has gone up again. We're sitting at just shy of $800 in Fusion Strike booster boxes. 765, 798, 790, 794. And, you just look at that again from a month ago. Up from $500 a month ago, which is insane. I was actually this close to selling one of my boxes for 700 AUD, which was basically 500 US. Now I'm definitely going to sell it. Get rid of that boy. Especially after buying my gold Luffy. Just wanted to point out the Paladin Fates Charizard tin. Something that I mentioned when we were streaming back in the US. When the set dropped, I'm like, guys, Do not rip these tins. Hold these tins. These tins are definitely going to go up. And lo and behold, guys, we're seeing them sitting around the $90 mark. 87, 80, 80, 82, 82, 80, 80. Some for 95 here. And, again, up from 75 about a month and a half ago. And from, release date, up from $40. So, massive, massive increase. We're seeing 123% increase on that. Definitely always been a good hold. Beware from Shrouded Fables also gone up a bit in the last month. We saw it dip down and, 37 of them sell. But it has been going up last month, up from $9 to basically just 10. Look, this is a very small rise. Some of them selling for 15. But, defying what the market is doing is basically what this next section is all about. You've got a lot of the market obviously dropping, and these are going up. Or essentially going up if they're staying stable. Again, we're seeing the Plusle going up from $19.30 to $22. Not a big rise, but, again, defying the market trends right now. And that's really what's going on here. Armor Rouge, just a little bit of an increase, got up to $11. Last Souls are actually sitting at $13. So potentially on its way up here. Potentially on its way up. Definitely, up from its low of $9.80. And potentially looking at the next week, sitting around that 13, 14 mark. Monkey Dory also going up as well. This one's been going up non-stop in the last 3 months. We've mentioned it probably twice. And, I do really like the artwork. I just hate the Pokemon. Again, this is another one that we've mentioned a couple of times. We did see a dip on this Charizard from Brilliant Stars, and then we're back up. We're back up again. We're sitting at that 190 mark. One sold for 240 as well. But, this is going to be a great hold, this card. And it would have been perfect time to pick it up on the drop. Also, Zeraora, I believe this one's from Chilling Reign. Yes. Zeraora Alt Art from Chilling Reign. We're up from $56 to $69. Really nice artwork, mind you. And, showing from that scene there is actually from the game as well. So just really nice artwork. Chilling Reign's become very expensive. Well, we have the Mewtwo V Alt Art from Pokemon Go. I'm pretty sure Shorty pulled this one recently. And that's up from about $30 odd to $46. That has been doing well. That one's damaged at 15, 42, 43, 41, 31, 31, 46, 39. So, we are seeing that up from 34 Mewtwo Alt Art. Same goes for the Mewtwo. I mean, people are just buying Mewtwo's, I guess, at the moment. The Mewtwo is slightly up. So, again, probably because of Team Rocket. I think this one's a good buy. These Ninetales, I've mentioned that it's been dropping for a while. The art on this is really good. It's original 151, which I think is really important for picking up cards to hold. And I really think this Ninetales is a good buy at 15 USD right now, guys. Down from its high of actually fallen 20. Down from its high of $35. Definitely a good pickup. If you can pick this up for, guys, you can probably pick this up for even less. You can probably pick it up for about 12 USD. That's 20 AUD. And I would definitely recommend picking this up if you can. Tyranitar. Tyranitar also, I think, is a good buy. Again, really popular generation. Tyranitar was probably one of the most popular, the Larvitar evolution line. It's sitting at about $45, early 40s. Down from 50, went down to 39. And back up a bit again. I think it's probably a good buy. Probably best buy was down here. But you can see a lot of people have been on the same. All the prices here, McBeard, are USD. So you can see that a lot of people had the same thought. This is a great buy. If 67 others were sold when there's a market quantity of 214 on the market, I think this is a good buy. Join those that have jumped on this card as well. Iron Valiant, I'm going to continue to bring up alt arts that I think that are undervalued. Iron Valiant, it's hard enough to pull. We've got a bunch of the other future, Paradox Pokemon in the background. This is a great buy. If you're picking this up for 20 USD, It's a great buy. You can't go wrong with it. Pidgeot EX, again, this is stupidly low. Original 151. I'm a fan of Pidgeot, so I'm probably going to be a little bit biased. But this is stupidly cheap. Stupidly cheap. I mean, most recent sales at 11 USD. That's insane. If you can pick these up for 11 USD, buy 10, buy 20, buy 100 of them. I really think that is a crazy buy. If I found them for 11 USD, I would literally be spending every dollar in my bank to pick these bad boys up. Red's Pikachu, obviously a little bit more expensive here. I've got two of these, one in PSA 10, one in a CGC 10. But, you know, look, it is also up, obviously. You know, if I look at, you know, the 1 year, we are up as well. I think it's a great card. I think it's a great buy, and it's one that's going to continue to appreciate. Great freaking card. Milotic, this has dropped a bit, and I think it's perfect time to buy. So if you're looking to add this to your collection or think that it's a good investment, I do think that it's a good time to buy. I think it will probably go up from here. You know, it got down to about $100. We do have last sold at just under $100. You know, that's down from $150. I think that's a great buy and a good pickup. Looking at the exclusive Chinese card, I'll get to your question as well, Megapot, shortly. But looking at the exclusive Chinese Arcanine, this is exclusive to Jurassic Festival in China. We mentioned this one on our news a while back ago, and this is the price that it's going for at the moment. You got everyone from all over the world trying to pick it up. Obviously, I would be picking it up at the 170 to 180 mark. I wouldn't be touching it at the 2. This is AUD. So basically, I'll be buying it at 100 USD for those that are in USD. I think great chance to pick this up would be 100 USD. I wouldn't be paying any of the prices that we're seeing here. I mean, the closest to 100 USD would be this one here, which is still a little bit over. That'd be about 120. Last but not least, guys, looking at Destined Rivals, let's sort this out by price high to low. Destined Rivals boxes, $250 market price. Mewtwo EX has dropped from the $500 it was at, you know, just a few days ago. We're looking at $350 USD, so about 500 AUD, guys, for those playing along in Australia. We do have the Cynthia's Garchomp. Let's check this out because we've got some conflicting numbers there. Okay, we're looking at $194 market price for the Cynthia's Garchomp. Which is good to see. Ethan's Ho-Oh sitting at $159. Now, what's crazy about this, though, guys, is these prices are pretty much the same as Japanese, and look how long Japanese has been out for. Team Rocket's Moltres in Japanese is about 130, 140 USD anyway. You know, Ethan's Ho-Oh EX, 160 USD in English. It's 150 USD in Japanese. You know, Cynthia's Garchomp is actually more expensive in Japanese. So, I mean, which makes sense. It's Cynthia. And the Mewtwo EX is roughly the same price. So, pretty wild to see that we've got the same prices in English and Japanese. So, yeah. So that kind of concludes our market update, guys, and our news. Thank you for those that have joined us and hung out through that. Thank you for those that have jumped onto YouTube. Make sure you guys like and subscribe this video to this video on YouTube, as it really helps get our content out there. I do need someone to make thumbnails, so if there's somebody out there that can make thumbnails, that would be absolutely incredible. I can pay you with love and affection. Now, I'm sure we can work something out, so let me know. Reach out to me if you can do something like that, guys. But appreciate you guys for sticking around for that. I hope it was informative. Hope it was helpful. And we'll catch you on the next one. Same time, same place, same rap channel.